This video is a continuation of the video that I uploaded before it, so if you haven't seen that, you want to watch that first. Number 3 on my list, black men who act like the number of women of other races who are willing to fuck them is equal to the amount of women who are willing to marry them. Nuff said. Number 4. During this so-called gender war here on YouTube between black men and black women, black men have stated some of the issues that they're having with black women, and that's fine. But a lot of times when black women state their issues with black men, a lot of times black men will shrug them off because, and it goes back to the reason I gave before, white girls love us. So it's kind of like they're saying, we black men can point out all your flaws, but we don't have to listen to what you say because we can go to women of other races. And this is why I don't like it when black men and black women who claim to be seeking only people of other races to date or marry, when they participate in the conversations between black men and black women who want to come together. If we're talking about how to get black men and black women to come together, leave the interracial threats out of it. It has no place in the conversation. Number 5, the interracial brotherhood, and this is the one I especially want to call Sergeant Willie Pete out on. Now, I don't remember exactly how you said this, so if I don't say it exactly the way you say it, or if I say something a little bit wrong, just correct me, but still the general idea is still there. You said something like, when black women start complaining about why they're single, they're all in agreement and they stand arm in arm together, from the black women with the multiple degrees and the high-paying jobs all the way to the hood rats, and they blame black men. And you also said that at that point, black women like to act like all black women are Angela Burt Murrays and they're all on point and highly successful. Then you said when black men start pointing out, well, you got kids and you're fat and you're this, then all of a sudden black women will say, no, that's her, that's the hood rat women, no, that's this women, that's them, that's not me, that's them. Then you, Sergeant Willie Pete, say, well, if you don't want to be associated with the women who aren't on point, then why do you join in with them to blame black men? Well, Sergeant Willie Pete, you do the exact same thing when it comes to interracial. You love to talk about how many men are jumping the fence, 10% are marrying outside the race, and I think 3 times that are dating and fucking women of other races. You're more than happy to include the whole group when it's convenient for you. But then when black women say, oh, no, we see black men with ugly white women, with fat white women, with white women who have kids, then that's when you want to separate out, oh no, that's the hood brothers, oh no, that's the desperate brothers, that's not me, I only mess with the slimmest, most beautiful white women who don't have any kids. But you'll join hands with Seal, who married Heidi Klum, or Ace the Comic, he's got a channel here on YouTube, he married a white woman with 2 kids. You'll join hands with these men when you want to bolster the numbers of black men who are going to women of other races. Number 6, and that's kind of like number 5, black men who act like every black man who's with a non-black woman is with a non-black woman because of problems they had with black women. Enough said on that one. Number 7, and this is a big one, black men who deny that they give women of other races a pass or give them the benefit of the doubt. Sergeant Willie Pete sent me a link to a video response by a black man who was responding to the whole 42% of black women have never been married thing that's been taking YouTube by storm lately. But anyway, there's one thing that he said that I want to mention that just really pissed me off, and I hate when black men say this. Black women only like black men because they can't get anybody else. In other words, they acknowledge black women's loyalty to black men, but they attribute it to a negative reason. First of all, in general, most black women have an aesthetic preference for brown-skinned black men. Light-skinned black men are pretty and less masculine, remember? Now, they may say they want to have a baby by these lighter-skinned black men to have lighter-skinned babies, but they want to be had by brown-skinned or dark-skinned black men. This is well documented, okay? Black women swoon over Jaimin Hunsu and Tyson Beckford and Wesley Snipes. I can't even name 3 dark-skinned black women that black guys swoon over. What, maybe like Naomi Campbell, but she's still not that dark. She's not Wesley Snipes dark. She's not Jaimin Hunsu dark. But anyway, black women aren't even given the benefit of the doubt of why they like black men. The benefit of the truth of why they like black men. But when some black men like to talk about all the women of other races, namely white women, who are after them, do they question why these women want to be with them? Could it be that they just want to experiment sexually with you? Could it be that they have some flaw that makes them undesirable to men of their own race? Now, I'm not here to say that every single white woman who gets involved with a black man has to be in one of those two categories, but the point is you're more than happy to voice your suspicions about black women's motives, but you don't even question women of other races' motives. Moving on. The next way that women of other races get a pass or get the benefit of the doubt from black men is when we're talking about divorce. I've heard black men on here talk about how black men will divorce black women only to remarry to a woman who is not black. And they are more than happy to attribute the breakup of that marriage to the attitude or something the black woman did. But when we point out the high divorce rate between black males and white females, all of a sudden they want to point to external reasons like, oh, society don't want to see a black man and a white woman together. When a black couple breaks up, it's internal. When a black man and a white woman break up, it's external. Moving on. The next way that black men give women of other races a pass or give them the benefit of the doubt is what Sergeant Willie Peets calls before and after. I've heard some black men say, including Dennis Rodman, that black women didn't want them before, so now that they're successful, they don't want black women. They say that as if all the non-black women who are after them post-success would have given them play back in the day. And let's say that there are a lot of black women interested in a black man after he's become successful who would not have been interested in him before he became successful. Okay, black women aren't allowed to be interested in a man only if he's successful, but women of other races, that's okay. Instead of asking, is this a quality black woman, is this a black woman worth getting to know, you disqualify her simply because she has the same skin as some women who wouldn't give you play when you were younger. And it won't even be the same black woman. It'll be like Keisha and Jovita wouldn't give me any play when I was in high school, so now that I met Yolanda, I'm not going to give her any play because she's black too. What kind of sense does that make? Alright, and finally number 8, which is kind of close to, I think it was number 6. And that is that some of these black men will not admit that many of the quote-unquote wall of silencers or guys who say I don't deal with black women never liked black women to begin with. Now, I'm not saying these men hate black women. I'm talking more along the lines of they have an aesthetic preference for women of other races. But as I said in one of my other videos, it's not acceptable for a black guy to say I'm only attracted to non-black women. If they say that, they're going to be accused of being self-hating, brainwashed, yada yada yada. So instead of going through all that, they just grab on to Sergeant Willie Peets' message and act like it's their experience too. Now, for the purposes of this example, I'm going to pretend like Tiger Woods is black. So let's take Tiger Woods for example. Some black guy will say, look, Tiger Woods is with a white woman. Okay, well, has he ever dated anything else? Because it looks to me that he just likes white women. Brothers, interracial lovers, wall of silencers, whatever you want to call yourselves, some of the guys who are standing with you just like white women. I had a black guy send me a PM about one of my videos, and when he first started out his email, he was doing the typical, oh, black women did this to me, and black women do this, black women do that. But as we started to talk more and more, he started to say, I've always kind of had a thing for East Asian women. And I was like, there we go. Now, I'm not going to dismiss what he's saying and say that what he said about black women isn't true, but like I said in one of my other videos, sometimes the attitudes that you black men take with us black women sours the relationship. If you have a jaded attitude or a negative attitude toward dating black women, then that attitude can cause a black woman who's not a bitch to become one because you're so negative. Plus, if you're with me but you really like something else, I don't feel that you're really going to give me a fair shot. But like I said, I'm not going to discount what the brother said, but I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. Well, that's my list, and that's my list. Bye-bye.